Hi friends, I'm Darina Aleksa and this is Tyler Ware.
I guess.
If you ever wondered what kind of mobile home parks do these two actually buy, you are in the right place. Today we're going to break it all down for you. By the end, you will know exactly how to breathe on stills that feed and how to get paid when they close. Tyler, share with us. How did you start in investing in mobile home parks?
Yeah, well, I worked at a CPA firm for 7 years, and I sure didn't want to work there for any longer, sitting in a cubicle. So, just like everybody else, I wanted to get financial freedom for my family. And the only thing really that made much sense in my market was mobile homes. Started out trying to buy individual mobile homes, and when I couldn't do it fast enough, I pivoted to mobile home parks. Over a span of like 4 years, I've gotten five parks, about 150 pads, and I generate quite a bit of cash flow. So I've got a lot of good and bad stories, a lot of experience that I hope I can shed on y'all if y'all work with us. Maybe help you not have some of the bad experiences that I had to get to this point.
Yeah, the good news, you don't have to go through all of that. And we're here to give you guidance that Tyler didn't have when he started. And we will help you to avoid mistakes and make you win faster than we did.
Yeah, and some of the guidance is what we're about to talk about is kind of things that shaped our buy box. So, Darina, if you'll move forward. Okay, so we're looking for a minimum of 40 pads along the I-75 region right here of Valdosta, Lake City, Gainesville, Ocala, and Orlando, the Central Florida region. We in this region we'll buy 40 pads and up because we're really trying to aggregate a group of parks in this region. So if it's in this vicinity of along 75 that you see, that would be something good to send us. We also will look at 80 pads and up in other Sunbelt states. And yeah, there you go. And that's strictly for Y40 there and Y80 here. We may never do another deal in Arizona or Texas, but if it will sustain itself at the 80 pads, it's big enough to sustain itself as a business if we never did anything else there. So that's why we say 80 pads in the other Sunbelt states, but we're willing to look at 40 in that I-75 region of Florida. So if it's in the right place and it's big enough pad wise, then you would look at occupancy. So occupancy meaning we don't want to buy a park that has 100 lots and 10 mobile homes. You know, 70% is what we have in our buy box, and that's a good rule of thumb to follow for what we're willing to buy. But it meets the other two, you could potentially still send it and we'd look at it. But we're not looking to infill 100 lots in a park. Not right now.
And how can we add value to parks?
Yeah, that's it. That's one of the things we look at. So if it meets our location test, it's got enough pads, then we're looking for value add opportunities. You know, we're not looking just for something necessarily that's if it's a good enough deal, we would buy something that's just turnkey. But most of our opportunities come in value add where we can increase rent growth, where we can fill some vacant lots, but not the whole park, and where we can just fix operations. Now we're really looking for those parks, and we've had the most success for that have under market rents, like that mom and pop. Yeah, they haven't raised rent in a while, and it's good enough for them because they don't have any debt on it. It's paid off, but it's a good opportunity for us too because we can go in and change some operational things, take rents to market, and make it work like that. So those are the kind of parks that we're really looking for.
What if we have a park with 30 pets, but then there's a room to expand the park and make it 100 pets?
Well, that's not necessarily as easy as it sounds. A lot of times they're going to say we have this extra land right here, but unless the vacant lots already have water, sewer, and electrical already, we don't even take into consideration the land associated with them. And some of the reasons I'll be short with it, but the counties are not friendly to expanding mobile home parks. And that being said, most of the time it's either not economically feasible to do it, or the county won't let you do it. So even when they're advertised as we have this land and we can expand, that's not necessarily adding any value for us. The only extra pads that we're interested in are extra pads that have water, sewer, and electrical already there, have had a house there, so we can plug another house in.
Exactly. So they should be developed already, not in dreams or plans or strategy, just already done. As for financing, does it have to be only seller finance or can we buy conventional?
No, we can buy, I mean, we can buy conventional, of course, we love seller financing, 0%, get us some of that. But we can buy conventional. We use some community banks, and if it's a good enough deal, we're definitely willing to buy conventionally.
And what percent should it be at?
Do I know?
The purchase price, should be there any discount for us to buy conventional?
Yeah, it needs to be at least 75% of market value if we're going to buy conventionally.
Yes, so you guys will see all the details on these slides. You will have access to this presentation and more resources that you can verify. And you will also have a checklist that you can actually go and manage. Does it still make sense or not for the buybacks that we have here?
Yeah, and the most important thing is to don't waste your time on something that's out of the buy box. Like, does it hit this? Does it hit this? Does it hit this? Walk through it in steps. And if it doesn't hit the steps, then it's not something you want to move forward on.
Yeah, what about utilities?
Yeah, utilities mean we don't want any. And if you don't know what this is fine. But if you get far enough to ask about utilities, if it's meeting your location, our pad count, and the other things we discussed, then utilities is a big deal. And we don't want any wastewater treatment plants or lagoons. We're just looking for the holy grail, which will be city water and sewer, or well and septic.
So this is the buy box that we just talked about. And again, you will have access to that when you get a deal, verify location, size, utilities, occupancy. And if we have occupancy 70%, it doesn't mean that actually 70% people are paying, but we will get back to that ourselves, right? You just verify.
Got a point to verify. This is 70% of, lots occupied. Maybe there may be a house on there. There's different kind of occupancies, but just work with what they give you and bring it to us, and we'll kind of help you confirm it.
Yeah, we will make our due diligence after you do yours, and then value add and financials. So working with brokers and sending LOIs. We open to on-market deals and off-market deals, but always be professional. You're representing the investment group and request offering memorandum, rent roll, utility information, and financials. You will have the checklist that you can actually go through and just ask the broker to send you all the information, but be always polite and quick. For off-market deals, the ones that we prefer and love, get all the information from the seller, especially motivation and also some financials. You don't have to send letter of intent. We will make it happen if the deal matches our buy box. We will send LOI. We will show you how to do it. We will keep you updated so you will learn along the way.
And if you get an off-market deal, the seller's probably not necessarily going to have everything that we're asking for. I would say you got about an 80% chance that he won't have the majority of stuff we're asking for, but he will know how many pads, he'll know where it's located, he'll know the type of utilities that are there, and probably tell you a lot more about it than you ever wanted to know, especially if he's an off-market guy. And he'll know like how much money he's making per month, like the gross. He'll know how much gross income he's bringing in, and then he'll be able to give you some kind of an idea of the expenses. And that's just a good place to start. You don't have to piss him off by asking about, like, I need your whole entire, rent roll. We will need the rent roll, but if he's open, you'll be able to tell if it's a good enough deal to move forward with. If you can get him to tell you the gross income and what expenses you think there are and how many pads and the type of utilities. Those are just some of the important things that you can get from him, and he'll know right off the bat.
Yeah, so if you bring a deal and it matches our buy box and it matches basic criteria, we will do the actual due diligence to verify everything. And the most important part, how do you get paid? So it will be deal by deal structure because those are bigger deals, parks, and you bring a deal, we close a deal, and you get flat fee or percentage. And we will discuss it and it will be paid on the closing date. So
And the real reason it's deal by deal, and you can't just have a certain, flat fee for every single one, this generic is because every deal is different. And, the honesty of it is how much you make depends on how good the deal is. If you have a great deal that where we can make money and add a lot of value and you bring it to us under contract, you're going to make much more money, or potentially get equity in it versus the person that just brings us a lead from a seller, that we have to work through the whole process. So it's still dependent because every deal is different.
but during this process, you will learn exactly how to underwrite deals, how to understand them. You will learn a lot, and also you will get paid. So
Yeah, that's
that's
right.
pretty exciting. So we have a deal submission checklist, and that will be, we will also provide it in PDF format that you can download, print it, save it, and see the list of the things that we need to know in order to underwrite the park.
Yep, and it just reiterates some of the things we talked about, but we'll need the address. That way we can see where it is, see the location, see what's near it. Make sure again that it's a good location. That number two, always get the number of pads, develop pads specifically so we know what's useful. Remember, we're not using any of that extra land. If we are, it's just an icing on top. We're definitely not underwriting with it in mind. Number of vacant pads for that same reason. And these are all questions that should be easily answered by the seller or the broker. Then tenant-owned and park-owned homes, both of those are important things. If it's park-owned homes, we have to value it a little differently. Park-owned homes being mobile homes in the park that are owned by the park, not owned by somebody else and just pays lot rent. Utilities, like we said, it's easily the seller or the broker will definitely know the answer to that. And the monthly gross income. The other ones are things that are good. Like if you can get them, please do. Like it's things we're gonna have to get. But the first six are like definitely we have to have those to get it done.
We really prefer to know also the motivation, why they want to sell. Is there any known issues? Maybe they bought it and they just can't keep it because of some issues that we're not aware of. So the more information you can get, the better that will be.
If you can get a story, like you said, what like Darina just said, why are they selling? Have they had it for a long time? That they buy it 2 years ago? If they bought it 2 years ago, why are they selling now? What could they not do that we think we can do to make it a deal?
Exactly. So will you consider deals slightly outside of the buy box?
Yes, I mean, nothing's cookie cutter. If there's two or three lots under, it's fine. Something that we won't consider is I won't take on any wastewater treatment plants or lagoons.
Yeah. So as we mentioned, the deal can be on market and off market. We do prefer off market deals, but should we buy only off market deals? No, we will look at listed deals too, as long as numbers work. And Tyler, how do people get yes from you when they send a park?
They watch this video and I'll pay attention and send us stuff that matches our buy box, put the details in clear format in an email or I'm on easymobilehomepark.com, fill it out clearly in all the boxes. And yeah, just send it as soon as you get it and we'll reply to you quickly because like she says, speed matters.
Yes. So pro tips, again, get at least rough income expenses numbers, include some pictures, build your network because one broker can bring you a lot of deals and those relationships will help you for the long run and follow up. Good deals will also go fast.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
always go quality over quantity. We don't want many parks, but we want parks that match our buy box. So we buy mobile home parks only, not single family homes, not RVs, no apartments, because I know some people still send us RV parks, but we just buy mobile home parks.
Yeah, there's definitely a difference. And that could be explained somewhere else, maybe through a quick Google, but mobile home parks, not RV parks.
So if you got a deal for us, you can send it to us, you can submit it through the website, or you can use just a CRM, right? Send us your deals today and let's get you paid.
Absolutely.